In the ancient land of Judea, Jesus Christ began his ministry, preaching messages of love, compassion, and salvation. Among those who heeded his call were 12 devoted disciples, each with a unique story of commitment to their teacher and his divine mission. It is true that Jesus' disciples were 12, but how they lived with their master and how they came to die because of the commitment to the gospel does deserve detailed attention. In today's video, we will talk about these disciples in a clear way, bringing to light the secrets of the lives of Jesus' disciples and how they died. Stay with us until the end. And to not miss out any content like this, please subscribe to the channel, like and leave a comment. So let's go straight to the point. Simon, known as Peter, he was a fisherman called by Jesus to be a fisher of men. He was a passionate and impulsive disciple who confessed Jesus as the Messiah, according to Mark 8, verse 29. Peter demonstrated remarkable loyalty, but faced a moment of weakness, denying Jesus 3 times before his crucifixion. Despite this, he later became a prominent leader in the early Christian church, according to many chapters of the book of Acts. Tradition holds that Peter had a painfully and shamefully death. He was crucified upside down, choosing such a fate as he deemed himself unworthy to die in the same manner as his Lord. Andrew, Peter's brother, was an early follower of Jesus. He is known for bringing people to Jesus, including introducing a boy with 5 loaves and 2 fish during the feeding of the 5,000, according to John 6, verse 8 to 10. Andrew's dedication to spreading the gospel took him to various regions, and he was eventually crucified on an X-shaped cross, now known as the St. Andrew's Cross. The son of Zebedee, James. James was one of the inner circle, along with Peter and John, witnessing events like the Transfiguration. His commitment to Jesus was evident in his eventual martyrdom. King Herod Agrippa I beheaded James, making him the first of the apostles to die for his faith. As we go to the loved disciple of Jesus, can you please like and comment, wish one of the disciple inspire you? John. Known as the disciple whom Jesus loved, he is the only one that died of natural causes. John was present at key moments in Jesus' life, including the crucifixion. After surviving attempts on his life, he was exiled to the island of Patmos, where he wrote the book or Revelations. Despite this, John authored several New Testament books, and his manner of introducing his master, it's different from other disciples, showing the intimacy that he had with Jesus. Some people today are like Phillip, a disciple full of power and authority, a disciple with great passion for bringing people to the knowledge of Christ Jesus. Phillip was from Bethsaida and became a disciple early in Jesus' ministry. He played a role in the feeding of the 5,000. We can also see the dedication of Philip on chapter 8 of the book of Acts. Later, Philip introduced Greeks to Jesus. Like other disciples that had a painfully death, Philip was eventually martyred, possibly by crucifixion or by being stoned. By good friends, we can come to the knowledge of Christ. This was the case of Bartholomew, also known as Nathanael. Bartholomew, often identified with Nathanael, was introduced to Jesus by Philip, according to the book of John 1, verses 45 to 49. Little is known about his life after Jesus' ascension, but tradition holds that he preached in India and Armenia, ultimately being flayed alive for his faith. Matthew. He was a tax collector before following Jesus. Like other devoted and committed disciples, Matthew wrote the Gospel of Matthew, whereby he described his master Jesus, since from his genealogy. Absolutely, the Gospel, according to Matthew, it gives us details that shows that he was present in many moments in the ministry of his master. Tradition suggests that he was martyred in Ethiopia or Persia. Thomas. Thomas is often remembered as Doubting Thomas. because of his initial skepticism regarding Jesus' resurrection. However, he later professed profound faith, saying, "My Lord and my God." Thomas is believed to have preached in India and was martyred by a spear. James, son of Alphaeus. James, also known as James the Less, is mentioned in the lists of disciples. Little is known about his life, but tradition holds that he was beaten to death or stoned for his faith. Thaddeus, also called Lebbaeus. Thaddeus is often identified with the author of the Epistle of Jude. Tradition suggests he was martyred, possibly by arrows. Simon the Zealot. Simon was likely associated with the Zealot movement, advocating for Jewish independence. Tradition holds that he preached in Persia and was martyred, possibly by being sawn in half. The last disciple is Judas Iscariot. Judas infamously betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. Overwhelmed with guilt, he later hanged himself, providing a tragic example of the consequences of betrayal. Judas is one of the famous disciples of Jesus, not by good works or commitment, but for handing over his master to the enemy. Well, the stories of the 12 disciples illustrate diverse paths of commitment, sacrifice, and resilience in spreading the teachings of Jesus. Their unwavering faith, despite facing persecution and gruesome deaths, serves as a powerful testament to the transformative impact of Jesus' message. In following Jesus faithfully and with love, we are called to emulate the disciples' dedication, sharing the message of love, compassion, and salvation with the world. May their stories inspire us to live out our faith with unwavering commitment, even in the face of adversity. Are you ready to continue with the gospel as a faithful and committed disciple? Tell us on comments, share with other disciples. May God bless you.